Thank you, Val. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate this invitation. I've been streaming part of the meeting, and it's been exciting. I'm jealous. I wish I was right there in the room. There seems to be lots of positive energy, and it's good to be in this setting speaking about electric mobility and the potential for e-mobility in our region. Like the MC said, we have we're actually in the middle of the electric mobility basically transition in our region. And we have to meet it and treat with it with wisdom and with our value system and make the best of it. And so I'm Dr. Legena Henry. I'm the CEO of Rum and Sargassum, and I'm speaking today about biogas-powered e-mobility. So first things first, I was instructed this has to be interactive, and I'm listening to the room and feeling the energy in the room, and I fully appreciate that it should be interactive. So the first thing I want to do is just ask you a question, and you'll need your mobile phone to answer the question. So let's jump straight into it. All right, so I'm showing you two scenarios here on the slide, and I would love if the tech team could show me the room on one of the videos. I don't know if you could I don't know if it's possible, if I could see what the room looks like, but anyway, I would like if all of you could go on your mobile phone now to mentimeter.com. Yes, I'm a lecturer, so I teach, and you might feel like you're in a classroom for the next 5 minutes, but apologies. Which scenario do you think is better for the climate? So you could go to mentimeter.com, and we're in a live poll 758380062, and you can start putting in your answer. Is it scenario A on the left, which is an electric car being charged in Port of Spain, Trinidad, which maybe from my accent you could tell I'm from Trinidad. I'm a Trini, so I'm allowed to ask a question about Trinidad. Okay, or B, scenario B, an internal combustion engine being refueled in Finland. And I just want to get a sense of the thinking in the room, and which do you think is better for the climate? An electric car being charged in Port of Spain, Trinidad. BYD just opened a branch in Trinidad, which is exciting for Trinidad. Or B, this internal combustion engine being refueled in Finland. And I'll just escape out of my PowerPoint for a second. So what I'll do is I'll share my whole screen with you, which I think I'm already doing. And I'll go to the Mentimeter pool. I'll come out of this for 1 second. And we're gonna go to the Mentimeter pool. All right. Okay, good. So we get to the responses in the room. We're not gonna stay around too long, but I'm happy to see we already have so many responses. 91% of us think that an electric car charging in Trinidad is better for the climate than an internal combustion engine being refueled in Finland. And I believe that's 34 responses. And that's a good capture of who's in the room and what we think. Okay. And for the past few days, I've been getting beautiful descriptors of who's going to be in the room at this conference. And so I understand we have representatives from government, from funders, from private industry, from academia, from research. And so these are the thought leaders of our region. And there's the idea that e-mobility charging in Trinidad does better for the environment than internal combustion engines in Finland. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. So now I hope you're curious enough to keep going with me here. A few more slides. All right. Now, so going back to the story of who's Rum and Sargassum, why we call Rum and Sargassum. So Rum and Sargassum is a biogas company founded in Barbados, and we're a spin-off company from results I am the lecturer for renewable energy at UWI Cave Hill. We had great lab results where we produced fuel using sargassum in the lab. And that was 2019. And we've since been on a journey and we've started up this company, Rum and Sargassum, which is a biogas company. I always lead off the story with what we all know. I'm preaching to the choir when I say tropical paradise is in trouble. This spiritual sargassum, I mean, it's on the beaches now in Barbados today. I'm not sure what it's like in St. Kitts. I'm sad I'm not there, but maybe somebody in the room will tell me if the beaches are nice and clear today or if there's any issue today in St. Kitts with sargassum. But sargassum is a global problem, actually. It leaves the coast of West Africa. It comes across the mid-Atlantic, and you could probably find your country in this chain, everybody in the room. But it comes across the Atlantic, and it goes towards the northern part of the South American continent. The runoff from the rivers, so there's two major estuaries, the Orinoco Delta and the Amazon Delta. But they both carry lots of nutrients in them. That makes the sargassum happy. It's a nice warm water, now all these nutrients. So then it kind of cascades and it blows up. There's lots more of it at that point. And that growth meets these currents that go from the northern part of South America into the Caribbean Sea. And so it takes the sargassum with it. And so many parts of the year on our beaches in the Caribbean, in the northern parts of South America, parts of West Africa, the Gulf of Mexico, parts of Florida, who struggle with the arrival of sargassum on beaches. When I show this picture of these are empty benches on Crane Beach in Barbados. This is bad for the economy. To see empty benches on a beautiful day like this at the Crane Beach Hotel is a tragedy. That's not so good for the economy of a country like Barbados. And so we see sargassum arrival as an economic crisis. But at Rum and Sargassum, we're working on a solution. So these pictures were captured at the fisheries port in Barbados on July 19th last summer, 2024. Global coastlines face massive climate-driven sargassum landings. We also work with rum distillery wastewater, and just being from the Caribbean region where rum was really birthed in our small islands and became this internationally appreciated product and a powerful international industry. It started in the Caribbean. And so we use rum distillery wastewater with sargassum seaweed. And so we're saying this is a circular solution that takes wastewater from the rum industry and sargassum seaweed from the ocean before it gets to a fisheries port. And so our model is we collect it out in the deep ocean before it gets this close to land. And so let me go into my solution now. So Rum and Sargassum, we're a biofuel startup. You just saw a nice little recap video of Test Drive Zero, which happened on September 17th last year, where we drove an electric car. This is a Nissan Leaf at the front. And this is a rally. This is a Suzuki Jimny outfitted as a rally car now in Barbados. Kristen is the owner and driver of this Suzuki Jimny at the back. The Nissan Leaf at the front is really the central piece of Test Drive Zero. This is an electric car that was powered by biogas from rum distillery wastewater and sargassum seaweed. This is a petroleum gasoline car at the back, outfitted with a CNG kit. And that kit allows this car to eventually drive on our biogas when we produce it at the right volumes. Right now, the volumes are small enough that I could charge an electric car with it. My hope is that by this summer, I'll be driving also an internal combustion engine on it. And this car is ready to receive the biogas and drive on it. And so that's what we're working on now. So Test Drive Zero was a demo of an electric car powered by a generator that got its power from sargassum seaweed via biogas. And so I'll go back to my question, the Mentimeter poll, where I said, and let's just go back to the picture. This electric car in Trinidad, my country that I love, is actually, when it's driving on the road, is powered by fossil fuels. It's powered by the natural gas that's produced. Prolific natural gas is produced daily in Trinidad, and this car will most likely be powered by fossil fuel natural gas. And that's the plan. That's a stable economy of Trinidad, with natural gas economy. I live now in Barbados, and my expertise is renewable energy, and Rum and Sargassum is a biofuel startup. And we're producing renewable natural gas. And in fact, this internal combustion engine, when this customer in Finland is filling his internal combustion engine with natural gas, it is likely renewable natural gas. And so, in fact, it is a carbon neutral solution. And so most of us answered in the opposite way than I would say as a renewable energy expert who grew up in Trinidad watching CNG cars and watching all of the technology there around the fossil fuel industry my whole childhood. We don't actually in the renewable energy space, we don't automatically say the electric car is the solution for the climate impact of the transport industry, because the electric car can't power itself. Some form of energy has to power the electric car. And so there are many benefits to electric mobility, but my point in asking the question on this slide is, how do we posture the EV industry that it helps us to usher the new energy era of green energy versus just any energy? I mean, the argument is that electric cars are efficient. Look, we really use a home biogas system to power the electric car Test Drive Zero, which is great. It uses less energy than the internal combustion engine car. But a petroleum car driving with renewable natural gas in the combustion system is actually better for the climate than an electric car powered by fossil fuels. Because you have to think about, when you plug in the car in Port of Spain, Trinidad, where's the energy coming from to produce the electricity to charge the electric car? So the main point of my intervention on the discussion today is really, let's discuss where our energy sources come from to our stable electric grids that will power this e-mobility transition. And so my other thought around e-mobility is, we have a region that's primarily driven on internal combustion engines now. We are transitioning to more and more electric mobility, such as the example in Test Drive Zero, where you could charge an electric car with biogas from Sargassum. The question is, what is the economically viable solution for each context in the Caribbean? I know for a fact the low cost of energy in Trinidad, BYD just opened this plant in Port of Spain, Trinidad recently. This is a great solution in the context of Trinidad because of the low cost of electricity, because of the presence of government subsidized natural gas, and natural gas being a local product in Trinidad. For a context like Barbados, where my startup is and where I live, we don't have the same option as Trinidad. We don't have the same cost of energy. So for a context like Barbados, you really do want your electric mobility to be powered by waste. So wastewater from rum distilleries. Sargassum seaweed, which is usually landfilled when they take it off the beaches. For those things to be the sources of the energy for the e-mobility transition, will be expedient, will be suitable and appropriate for the Barbados context. So thank you. I think that's my main point. Let me just make sure. Yep. So thank you very much. And I'm happy to now facilitate a discussion around that. Thank you. I'm going to hand it back over to Aaron.